Hey folks, Alan Saunders, SteelersNow.com here at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, where we just wrapped up the Steelers' 5th training camp practice of 2024 and the first practice with pads on right behind me at Chuck Noll Field. And it was an extremely busy news day. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the quarterback position. Everyone wanted to know about Russell Wilson. He was expected to make his training camp debut really today, and he did that. Was in the helmet for the first time, throwing to receivers for the first time, but still pretty limited. He only did handoffs in 11-on-11 periods. He did throw in a 7-on-7 period in addition to the individual periods. He looked pretty good throwing the ball, but the Steelers still obviously working him into the idea of having a live pass rush, with this being the first day in pads. Those offensive linemen and defensive linemen have been waiting for 4 days to get after it, and they were certainly doing that today. The Steelers opting not to put Russell Wilson in the middle of that. They left Justin Fields in there with the first team offense. But Mike Tomlin did say he expects Wilson to continue to progress, build up to a full workload here as we go through the week. At wide receiver, Roman Wilson was injured at the very beginning of practice. He was taking a jet sweep in 7 shots, was tackled by Anthony Averett on the 6th rep of 7 shots. Wilson suffered an ankle injury, according to Mike Tomlin, was carted off the field, did not return. No update on the severity of that injury, but it certainly will be a blow to his chances of really gaining a spot here in this training camp. I thought Wilson had really turned things on as of late. He struggled a good bit in the spring, but had stacked really nice days together over the weekend and looked like he was big-time arrow up as we got into pads. And he's a guy who's a physical guy. He's a player that I was excited to see what he could do when he put the pads on. And so that's certainly a blow for his chances of earning a role in this offense. He had been working with the second team. I'm not sure it's a big blow to what the Steelers are trying to accomplish around him, but certainly the wide receiver position, not a strength of this team in general, so it hurts to lose the depth that he had been providing. The first day in pads is always a big day because it's backs on Backers Day. We got that, a huge sort of festival of hitting here. And, the guy to me that I think really embodies this drill is Jaylen Warren. He is, it's a drill that is historically very lopsided towards the defense, but I think Jaylen Warren likes doing it more than anybody. He went out there and had a couple one-on-ones with Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen. I think he got the better of Queen, probably more 50-50 with Wilson. Him and Queen said they won each other again later in this training camp, but I got to see Jeremiah Moon, a new outside linebacker who was with the Baltimore Ravens, claimed on waivers at the end of last season. He hasn't really flashed too much without the pads. He got 4 straight reps against Pat Freiermuth and Najee Harris, and I thought he did pretty well, about 50-50 on those. And to me, it just says a lot that Mike Tomlin wanted to see that much of him in that setting. He's in a battle for that outside linebacker 4 role. A couple of the other highlights, Aaron Shamplin, one of those depth running backs, looking to secure that 4th running back job. He stood up Peyton Wilson, made a really nice block on him. And there's just an excess of physicality whenever you get a Landon Roberts involved in a drill. Him and Najee Harris really went at it the last rep. E-Rob just ran over him with a bull rush. What this drill is really all about. And so it's hard to take a ton away from one of those, but a very physical practice. And I think the offense actually really acquitted themselves pretty nicely. Darnell Washington was a wall that no one could get around. And Denzel Martin, the Steelers outside linebacker coach, he's a yappy guy. And if you get him quiet, that means the offense is doing its job. So I would say the offense with a nice day there. And offensive line, defensive line one-on-ones as well. Rookie Troy Fautanu really focused on him because it's his first time in that environment. Got T.J. Watt 3 straight times to start practice, and I mean, he gave up. He certainly was holding on the first one, sort of fell backwards and pulled T.J. down onto him, but walled him off the next 2 reps. So got 2 wins against T.J. Watt. That's a pretty solid day. I think Kyron Johnson and Nick Herbig both got him once. But a pretty solid debut for Fautanu. I thought Zach Frazier going up against Montravius Adams did very well. Also, I think on the whole, a big day for the offense. As we go and talk about the team periods, 7 shots was a win for the offense, 4-3 victory. Justin Fields gets it on an RPO around the right edge. Fields looked great. They ran the ball. Najee Harris scored 2 touchdowns, and Fields threw a pass to George Pickens in the side of the end zone. We got our first George Pickens is an alien moment of 2024 as he just went up, fighting off Joey Porter Jr. with one hand, making the one-handed grab with the other one. It was probably the best individual highlight of this camp so far. And then Fields kept it rolling, completes that one to George Pickens, goes right into the next team period and just starts rattling them off. It was completion after completion. I thought this was by far the best that Justin Fields has looked in training camp to this date. And so interesting that the day Russell Wilson starts his return, Justin Fields takes a big step forward. We'll see how that goes as we progress through training camp. We'll have all kinds of coverage at SteelersNow.com. And, of course, I'll be on Steelers Afternoon Drive with Zachary Smith in just a little bit, so make sure you check that out as well. Thanks for watching and listening. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that bell for notifications. We'll have all kinds more here on the Steelers Now YouTube channel from training camp in Latrobe.